Hey, this is Dustin here from uBuyFirst, and this is the follow-up video to the Quick Start tutorial, and we'll be going over a couple additional features and options that uBuyFirst has that should help you out while you're trying to locate those deals on eBay. First, I'm going to start off with a couple of the options here. You do have the option for a sound alert that you can enable, and by default it'll just be a raindrop tone. And if you wanted to choose your own sound when a new listing is found, you could browse the computer for a wave file and select it, and then that would be played when a new listing is found. Just since we're doing this, it'll play through my headset sometimes. I'm going to disable it for the video. The max search age is how far back it's going to search for new listings. A good time is 30 minutes. That should be able to grab anything with any delay that eBay might have to their servers. Going much further back, it can actually bottleneck and slow down your search results because it's trying to parse through many more listings the further back you go. Now that depends on what category and how many listings they're at, so you could toggle it kind of based on the knowledge of how many items are being posted in your category or for your search terms. Next item is the highlight words and phrases. This can be used for items where you might not want to set a search term to discard and skip over certain items with the negative signs and negators that you can in the search terms, but you want to be, you want to recognize certain words and phrases in the listing description. So this is just for the listing description area. So say for example for cell phones, there's a number of terms that I want to make sure that I'm reading and not skipping over if I'm in a rush to make a purchase. In this case, it's phones that have iCloud locked or activation locked. In the cell phone world, that pretty much means that it's either an iPod or it's a brick. It can't be used because the previous owner had a lock on it and there's no way to get it off even if you reset it. Well, I don't want to remove those listings and not see them because some people and some sellers will say this item is not iCloud locked or is not activation locked or there is no issue, and it's just too hard to come up with rules that fit all the different language formats that someone might use in their listing description because they can really vary on eBay. So I would do something like iCloud, activation, ESN, IMEI, broken, damaged, cracked, crack, water, dropped, and then come back over. And as you can see here in this one, we'll see here that it's highlighted this word or phrase in the listing description. So you can do that so that it'll be easier to scan a listing description on many of them, which can be really long, rather than having to read each individual word. It'll just help you scan through those much faster. I also might add in here different carriers where some people will list an item and choose the wrong category or product catalog ID for a certain carrier, and then in the listing description they might say it's something different. So since that is a major purchasing criteria, because not every iPhone is the same, the carrier can vary in price. and one of them I might be buying and another one I might not be, or maybe I'm buying both of them and there's just a different price, I'll add so now when I click on a listing, I can see those terms. And so you can configure those in 3 different colors. If you want a different color, you would just click, and that should be able to help you out. The next feature is some of the use of filters, and these can get as simple or as complex as you may have criteria, but knowing how to use them should allow everyone to add some rules that helps identify key purchasing criteria that they have through some routine filters. So I'm going to set one up. You click on the arrow button here and expand, and then click to add. And I'm going to say at first that we're going to do one on returns. So I will purchase items that are no returns accepted, but I want to make sure that when I'm reviewing that product that I've got an indicator, a quick indicator, without trying to read everything, that will let me know what condition, or excuse me, what return status that item has. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to click to format the cell, which is just going to be a condition on that one cell for returns, or you could do the entire row if the filter rule is met. And then I'm going to choose the column returns, and I'm going to add my criteria over here. So F returns contains no, then I'm going to make the background color of that cell kind of a light red. And then I'm going to name the filter. I'll name it returns. I'll name it no returns. And then click OK. And then you'll see up here that it's been created. And I would click to enable it. And then as you can see, any items that are no returns accepted will be highlighted in that color. So you're able to make a quick snapshot with your eyes rather than having to read each individual criteria. Another item for me is price. I like working with that one. I'm going to do the same thing, just the cell and total price. And choose total price again. And I'm going to say is not null because it always has a price in there. It's a little bit different. One, I'm going to center the prices in that cell. And I'm going to change the color of the price over to red, and then I'm going to call this one price. I'll click OK, enable it, and now I can see that it's centered it in this column, and I probably want it actually to be a little bit darker. And I'm actually going to make it bold, and I'll just make it 9 font as well. Then I'll click OK, and then that's going to help me, get my eyes directly over to total price much easier. You also do the same thing, so we could duplicate one, so say for no returns, and then I'll click here and edit this one, and I'm going to say returns does not contain no. Or I could do contains accepted. And then I'm going to change that color over to a light green and change the filter alias to accepts returns. Click OK, and then enable. Whoops. I think I need to get that back to does not contain no, and then enable, and then we should be good. You could make these as complex or as simple as you need, but if you can think of any criteria that help you out, some of the decisions seem pretty easy and they're all in your head, but over time it can speed up and make you just not to have to make as many mental decisions, and after you've had a lot of repetition with it, you'll be able to take more quick snapshots rather than having to read and review each individual cell at a time.